Today we're taking a stylish little tour through the gut because chemistry and anatomy make an irresistible pair. These two winding powerhouses right here, the small intestine and the large intestine, decide what your body keeps and what it lets go. Your small intestine, about 20 feet of velvety tubing, breaks food class. Today the star of the show is this, Takis. Spicy, crunchy, and absolutely loaded with red dye and saturated fat. When those roll through your system, they don't just party on your tongue. They slide into the small intestine and leave a residue of oil, dye, and fat. Veggies are more than just colorful snacks. This orange, for example, is a bundle of water, natural sugars, vitamins, and fiber. After you chew and swallow, enzymes in the stomach get the breakdown started. Then the party moves right here.
I am rewriting your DNA. You will never see the world the same again.
I can't breathe. I didn't ask for this. Anubis, why
Your
me?
grief seals the covenant. Rise, daughter of the jackal.
The hour is upon you.
I just...
Out. Time to finish this. Come on then. Back to the void. No ghost haunts my kingdom. Looks incredible. I can't. I don't like it anymore. I don't like meat anymore. Oh my god.
This mango tastes like sunlight after rain. The forest feeds its warriors well. Crunchy and sweet. These colors belong to kings and queens.
556 rotations around the sun, we've been kept under the spell, family. But tonight, on these stones our ancestors carved, the veil glitches. Look around you, this world is a hologram. 29,556 rotations around the sun, we've been kept under the spell, family. But tonight, on these stones our ancestors carved, the veil glitches. Look around you, this world is a hologram.
Children of the sun, Moors, native sons and daughters. On the stones of the Olmec we gather again. Look to the sky, the sun. Children of the sun, Moors, native sons and daughters. On the stones of the Olmec we gather again. Look to the sky.
Under my feet, but the stars of my vision. I crack open the gate, ancient with the new mission. Glyphs glow blue, let the time stream spin. I step through the circle and the future pulls me in. They built a cage of light, a holographic. Under my feet, but the stars of my vision. I crack open the gate, ancient with the new mission. Glyphs glow blue, let the time stream spin. I step through the circle and the future pulls me in. They built a cage of light, a holographic. Under my feet, but the stars of my vision. I crack open the gate, ancient with the new mission. Glyphs glow blue, let the time stream spin. I step through the circle and the future pulls me in. They built a cage of light, a holographic.
People of Earth, I am Dr. Jason. I come from the future, and I am not of this world. I have returned to free my people, and yours. People of Earth, I am Dr. Jason. I come from the future, and I am not of this world. I have returned.
They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. African dashiki, uncle around my neck, got his ISIS tatted on my belly, all about respect. I do it for the gods, I live for my queens, all my niggas kings, captain of my team. Life is just a dream, life ain't what it seems. You're just a player in the game if you don't own the league. Hop on the magic carpet, fly with me to a whole new world that they call Elm Street. Stay away from haters, stay away from busters, because in Never Land ain't no room for these suckers. Stay away from haters, stay away from busters, because in Never Land ain't no room for these suckers. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock.
Oh my dear Mr. Williams. Information is power. If you don't have the information, one cannot seize power. You need to think about becoming mentally competitive. Being black does not free you from being a responsible individual.
Riverside, the turf, we in another zone. So futuristic, welcome to the Thunderdome. Posted in the hood, the homie got the chrome. And if you niggas tripping, silver bullets getting blown. Chicken with real killers that'll kill you at your home. And if you niggas tripping, your body hitting the flow. Fuck the police is the code that I live by. Kill a pig, cook the swine, fuck the cock, I hope they die. Black man in America, I'm not supposed to shine. Living in this white man's world is a waste of time.
Black man in America, I'm not supposed to shine. Living in this white man's world is a waste of time.
They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. Thunder rock, thunder rock, thunder rock.
All aboard! It's time to hop aboard my spaceship, cause you are now tuned into what is the Matrix TV. I'm your host, Dr. Jason Edwin William, better known as Elm Street. The Scorpion, the Phoenix, the Eagle, the spaceship. I am the Mother Wheel. I am the Aquarius Age. I am July, August, September, October, November, the Doctor of Education, the Doctor of the Multiverse, one of the creators of the Matrix. And of course, my Empress, the greatest, the legendary, who's lived multiple lives in this video game, the illustrious Empress Anu.
Happy hibernation. It's time to hibernate.
Yes.
Thanks for having me here.
Always, goddess. So tell us what are your thoughts? We are in the year, according to the government, 2026. Let's call it for what it is. Let's not just say 2026. That allows you to get hypnotized in the Matrix hologram. Let's say it for what it is. 2026. That's a number. That's a dial. That's a frequency. That's a thought. That's a pre-program, because numbers are already pre-programmed. The letter 2, that is a glyph. When you see that letter 2, it's the TWO, not the TO or the TOO. So once again, you see how they can confuse you in a matrix hologram with words and manipulations? Therefore, anybody creating a world with words is a sorcerer or a group of sorcerers who know how to manipulate you with word magic to bind you in a fictitious reality. Meanwhile, they hunt for gold and oil and vibranium and uranium to control your mind so they can control and pillage the land and destroy and erase your culture in memory of you ever being on that land. So the year of the fire horse is the year of the Chinese zodiac. This designation comes from the lunar calendar cycle, where the horse zodiac aligns with the fire element every 60 years.
Yes.
The year begins on February 17th, 2026, bringing themes of passion, energy, and rapid change. 2026, year of the fire horse. Empress El Anu, would you like to read the one to the right for the audience?
Sure. Let me enlarge my screen. Okay, so 2026, 2 plus 2 plus 6, that's 10, reset. Year of the fire horse. Get ready, people. The energy is about to heat up. The fire horse doesn't enter quietly. It charges in and basically asks, so ready for some bold moves this year? Expect excitement, big changes, and a little extra spice in daily life. Go with the flow, trust your instincts, and if things feel a bit too fiery, that's just the fire horse doing its thing. Trust the process. Thank you.
So what did you get from that?
Trust the process. You know, when we were growing up in the church, they would call it have faith. You know, when you have faith, which that's a whole nother topic, but you know, you got to just trust the process. You hear the ancestors tell you to do something, it might sound outlandish. Trust the process. My ancestors told me to do something outlandish. They said, quit your job. I was like, how am I going to make it? They're like, don't worry about it. We got you. That was years ago. I'm still good. So this right here is being amped up. So if you haven't heard your ancestors tell you to do something, or if you've been hearing them telling you to do something, this is the time to act. Because if you miss the boat, you're going to miss the boat. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to miss this opportunity. Especially when I see Year of the Fire Horse. Fire. That's an element, like you were mentioning. That's a beautiful element. So, get ready. What you think about it? I can't hear you.
Awesome take. I agree. The fire horse, like it said, change, rapid change. According, it's going to start in February, but these elements are always here. Fire is always here. You have to be the fire horse all the time, or sometimes it's not. So that's the beauty of astrology, is that there's seasons for everything. Just like seasoning food, certain seasoning doesn't go with certain foods. So just like a season in astrology, nature, certain seasons are meant for certain things. Just like El Anu, she's of health, she's of juicing, she's of the netters. So certain fruits she teaches me, or teaches I, are meant for certain seasons. Watermelon grows during certain seasons. Oranges grow certain seasons. So in life, the fire horse, just like any year or any number, it represents a theme, a glyph, an idea, a thought, or a passion that is already within you. But there's a time and place. There's a time to run. There's a time to jog. There's a time to sing. There's a time to rap. There's a time for yoga, peace. And as we start the episode, there's a group of people who feel that things are created through war. Hence, people worship war gods. There's a difference between those civilizations and cultures and people who love nature, love grains, love fruit, versus those who like to slaughter animals and slaughter people. You know, those who are farmers have to have a relationship with nature, which is netter, which we find, which today they use the word God. We said netters, our ancestors. But today, let's say the gods are in nature, whether it's the watermelon, the rhino, the ladybug, the moon, the air, all these elements, fire. So we're dealing with civilizations that had already mastered this. This is why they're able to say the Chinese calendar, the Qi calendar. Who are the original Chinese? That is us. We
Imagine
are those
mixing this energy with doubt, though.
What'd you say?
Imagine mixing this energy with doubt.
Well, there you go. So let's get it started. But before we were talking about the Chinese. Remember, Asian DNA shows similar mutations as Africans. A group of researchers set out to prove that Chinese people evolved from Homo erectus independently from all other humans. But their DNA testing also found that their early Chinese civilizations were composed of Africans. Back in 2005, Chinese DNA specialist Jin Li collected and analyzed more than 12,000 DNA samples from 165 different ethnic groups and found stunning similarities in people of Southeast Asia with Africans. We do not see even one single individual that can be considered as a descendant of the Homo erectus in China. Rather, everybody was a descendant of our ancestors from Africa, the DNA specialist stated. So as we get into, like Empress Ella Nu said, the fire horse, the Chinese New Year, the USA having relationships with China, the ancient Chinese coming to America, America being called Japan at one time, Asia, the original Asians being Mers, more dark-skinned, woolly-haired people. Go study Sambo, the original Black Asiatic gods of Angkor Wat, Cam, Kim, Ham, us. So the fire horse is a representation, like Lana says, do not get trapped in the matrix as we start.
Yeah.
As we start, there you go. Why? Because the Great Reset, just like Lana said.
That's why I got my beads here. I put my shades on, and Dr. Jason told me I look like Stevie Wonder. Took them off. But yeah, remember we used to rock these back in the 80s?
Put them on. Let us see. Let us see. I just called to say I love you.
Really? Yeah. So here we go. Yeah. Let's go. Let's do the reset. Let's take it back.
That's right. And reset.
Don't
Is that where they get the word reset from? Raw and set? Mm-hmm. Hello. So Ra is the ancient Egyptian Cometian sun god in the physical flesh. That is you, as highly melanated beings, Africans, Mers, Moors. And then Set, you black devils. You know what I'm saying? But there's no such thing as good or evil. Set would represent just another aspect of you. There's no evil deities.
Gotta balance it out.
But we will say that Judaism, Set would represent also a jealous deity in some cults. In other cults, Set is a god. Some would say that Yahweh is a new Hebraic Judaic form of Set. And so the word Seti comes into play. S-E-T-I. There was a pharaoh. There were groups of pharaohs named Seti. There's even a brother named Sarah. Some would say it says Sarah, but it's Sa-Ra, the son of Ra, which is the son of God. Sarah Sutin or Sultan, an emperor, Seti. So much love to brother Sarah Sutin Seti, coming out of Detroit. Man, that brother was one of the, still is, I haven't listened to him in years, but for those who lived in the golden era of the so-called conscious community, there's a brother named Sarah Sutin Seti. Go look him up. So when we get into the word Set or Seti, the pale-skinned European, the Slavics, they have a satellite in a space program called SETI. Look it up. S-E-T-I. S.E.T.I. And SETI is basically looking for extraterrestrial intelligence. So it lets you know that NASA SETI know about ancient Kemet because our ancient Cometian gods are extraterrestrial netters, and so are you. So when we talk about the Great Reset, let's say the Great Ra Set. You are Ra, you are Set. So Set would represent the chaos, the beautiful chaos. Like I was telling Empress El Anu, our lives right now are chaos. She's diving into school hell to learn about the juices, to learn about the formula. She's kickboxing. She's a certified trainer, dealing with me, dealing with her lives. She's a homeschooler. She's a pioneer. How many sisters are homeschooling their children and opening their businesses, building up her God? And I'm talking about me. Building us up. So I can be the best Ra I can be, the best Heru I can be. Horus, not Hancock like Will Smith, who is lost in the Matrix and can't fly. That's what Hancock represents, the modern day so-called extraterrestrial superhero drug, vibrating on his Set energies, his satanic energy. You already know, watch the movie Hancock. But once he understood he was Ra, Heru, the Falcon, the Hawk, he started to fly. So when we understand that this is a Ra set, it's a celebration. Don't get lost in this caveman's fictitious reality. He's using technology, his war bloodthirsty God, who you already know what that is. They're using that to trick you into believing this is real. So there's a process in this Ra and Set, or this Great Reset. It had to start, as you guys know. 40 dead in Switzerland, New Year bar fire. Every single year, there's a massive buildup from the July, August, September, October, November to a mass bonfire ritual like the movie with Nicolas Cage, Wicker Man. So that's what they do. And so now that you're able to identify it as you start this fictitious year, that their new year, a caveman's new year, when the sun dies, which represents you, that's why you saw Diddy die, the scorpion, the fictitious scorpion leader, because the real scorpion leaders haven't been allowed to prosper purposely for a great way in Hollywood. So you saw the destruction of hip hop. Last year was Drake and Kendrick. Then Brother 50 is helping do it. So they're destroying the memory of the essence of hip hop. So you're on mute, goddess.
My friend told me, she said, oh my God, she's like, all these people are involved. I said, yeah, they're not done yet. She's like, that's my whole upbringing. She's like, that's my whole, I said, yeah, your whole upbringing was based off of a lie.
And that's unfortunate. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying the sooner we wake up and realize it's a lie and then heal from the fact that we've been lied to like a bad relationship, then we can get on with this show. We can really start living life.
Wow. I like how you said that. We're healing from the Matrix trauma. So I had to heal when I was in the industry, like Empress El Anu pointed out. I had to heal from that. So when I found out that the majority of my favorite artists were devils, and that the music, whether it sounded good or not, was intoxicating and put me in a fictitious realm that basically hypnotized so-called Black Americans, Murs and Moors, and they put us in a hip-hop trance to where we didn't create any businesses as a collective. We didn't buy land as a collective. We were just spending, living vicariously through Black artists who had sold their soul to the devil.
Yep. Like that Baddie song that Natalie Nunn made. When you listen to the lyrics, it's dumb, but it's catchy. It's catchy because they put spells over those songs. So sometimes you'll hear a song, you'll be like, that's stupid. And the next thing you know, it's in your head. You can't get it out your head. You go to sleep thinking about it. You wake up trying to find it so you can play it. That's done by design because they put spells over those lyrics and over the beat. They know how to use certain beats as you're an instrument. So they know how to fine tune your instrument. If you're asleep and you don't know how to fine tune your instrument, they'll do it for you. Next thing you know, you run over here singing it, and now you're acting just like the character that made the song.
There you go. There you go.
Come here, Sora. This is my Sora. Come here. Come on, Sora. This is my Sora. Say hi. Okay. Say bye. She's a superstar. And she wants some chocolate. My daughter made some Dubai chocolate. Anywho, so yeah, totally got to be careful of things like that. And I see on the screen, this dude right here. Híjole. I got a lot going on right now. But yeah, talk about it. I got to take this call real quick. But this guy right here, what's this rapper's name that everybody is giving like clout to? And
the Kilo. Both of them are out of shape. Both of these dudes are fat, out of shape, because that's what they're getting you used to. They're getting y'all thinking that this is okay to be sexy when you start seeing black men out of shape. Because the future, much loved all people, they want them homosexual, they want them transgendered, or they want you fat and out of shape, because their plan is to take away jobs. To take away jobs and to make the only paycheck, whether it's a universal pay system or you're working from home, to where you're not even outside, to where you can get food delivered. They'll have it to where you can just work out at your home, which means you probably won't work out as much. The food is already fake. The schools will be shut down, a lot of them, because it'll be so violent you'll have to homeschool your kids. So it's going to be harder for physical activity. Certain areas in your city that were once nice will be taken over through poverty, homelessness, the robot layout, and now we're dealing with a generation of idiots with these kids. Most of these kids are born in the generation of the cell phone, the tablet, AI, YouTube. The libraries are shut down. Why? Because they're going to burn down the books. They're slowly kindling and cooking the books. And so you'll no longer be able to make spells because you have to write the spells unless you can cast them in your mind. But usually you're going to write it down. So the less you're not casting spells that's when I used to see artists type their lyrics on their cell phone. Whenever I saw that, I was like, oh, they're going to die. Or I wouldn't say die, but it's death, because it's not real. So you're just casting this fictitious bullshit, instead of writing spells of magic, magi, songs to uplift people, songs of spaceships, songs of the elements, songs of knowledge, songs of inspiration, encouragement, songs teaching you, instead of songs glorifying Satan, which is the material world, which is the world that you live in. So just like Empress Elu said, if all the artists on the radio, for one, are signed to a contract to record labels that worship the devil or the Satan, even though there's no such thing, or these are just words that I'm using to describe these forces that create poverty, and poverty is death. Even though we never die, we know what that poverty state mind is, and it allows this to the right, it allows this to the left. So long story short, they use the artist. Watch the movie Josie and the Pussycats with Rosario Dawson. So they have to create a sacrifice, and then they'll replace them with someone else, because they use the artist and the entertainers now to hypnotize the masses to believe in fictitious ideas that don't exist. So if you have people acting like Snoop Dogg, Easy E, 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, DMX, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Jay-Z, all these artists, Lil Wayne, all these artists that theme was to sell your soul to the devil. They taught you to sell drugs. They would even brag about it. Oh, I'm bragging about selling drugs so you don't do it. Nigga, what? So they use our artists and they use our talent to destroy our memory. So while they're destroying the essence of hip hop, they have to replace it eventually with white women. That's why Travis Barker's daughter, Alabama, is being prepped. That's why they got that girl with all the brothers, and she's having sex with all these black dudes, letting them bust all in her. Why? Because their family knows the science behind when a black man's ejaculating inside of you all the time, you're gonna get those dudes' traits. So she's gonna be able to rap better than other white girls who aren't allowing black men to come in them all the time. So that's one of the sciences, is the white girls who are really fucking on niggas, they're going to get one and they're going to use the white girl as the face of hip hop. And then the white guy. So Eminem was already the key. They were trying to do it with Iggy Azalea, the girl from Australia, but it didn't work. It didn't work. So basically, as we start the year 2026, Big X plug artist Z the Wizard, once again, magic, satanic, they're doing it like that because magic is great. Magic is us. But when it's used in its improper form, you see what he had to do. Just like Game, the artist The Game from Compton, hence The Game, because it's a game. He had to sacrifice his artist called The Billboard. Look it up. Right before Game exploded, Billboard was assassinated or murdered. Same thing with Big X. So that was his sacrifice. And so Jeff Bezos, or Bezos, and Bezos, it's devil. It's another deity back in the day that's a demon. Reveals that most new millionaires by 2027 will be regular people using AI. Here and then, so you have to learn the AI clearly, which you either are going to be a slave and lose to it, or you're going to win to it. And so we're going to use like Empress Elanu. She's showing you her AI videos in her juice company. Go get Lana's Elixir. And so once again, people are going to use AI to manipulate people. So the question would also go is, how many of our actors, presidents, how many wars, how many events that they showed on TV never actually happened? How many events did we only just read in a book that never happened? How many wars and events took place in a book and never happened? But they were able to manipulate the minds of the masses by killing off the indigenous people who knew the truth and creating fictitious books after burning the other books, kindling all the other books, destroying the set society. And then after the reset, the floods, the earthquakes, the diseases, then that repopulation of that apocalypse is taught a lie using books. That's why you hear about the Holocaust never taking place. That's why you hear about the Bible not being real, because it's in a book. Nobody was there, just like the story of Jesus. There's no one who said, I was there watching him. It's someone who they said wasn't even there, writing about someone who they never saw or met.
Telephone.
Yeah.
The beginning of gossip.
All right.
I heard
God's soup. Gossip means God's soup. Fucking gossiping about bullshit.
Yeah.
So
and
she's
not
back.
minding the business.
There you go. So as we get the show started, that was the intro. It's all about melanin. Melanin, would you like to read it, Empress Elanu?
Sure, Dr. Jason. Okay, melanin is important because it's the most primitive and universal pigment in living organisms. Melanin is produced in the pineal gland. Melanin controls all mental and physical body activities. Melanin is an extremely stable molecule and highly resistant to the digestion by most acids and bases, and is one of the hardest molecules to ever be analyzed. If you do not purify your melanin molecule, you will not heal your body of diseases. Melanin gives Black people more superior physical, mental, and spiritual ability. Black melanin is necessary in order for humans to reproduce. Melanin is present at the inception of life. A melanin shield covers both the sperm and the egg. In the human embryo, the melanocytes, brain, and nerve cells all originate from the same place. The neural crest, melanocytes resemble nerve cells and are essential for conveying energy. Thank you. I'm going to have to go over that word and make sure I pronounce it correctly.
We'll do the last paragraph again because I felt it took away from the power you were saying. Say it again.
Sure. Okay, so Black melanin is necessary in order for humans to reproduce. Melanin is present at the inception of life. A melanin sheath covers both the sperm and the egg in the human embryo. The melanocytes, brain, and nerve cells all originate from the same place. The neural crest, melanocytes resemble nerve cells and are essential for conveying energy.
You are raw. You are the proof of advanced technology. Your body, your ka, your ba, your ra is the humble abode. You are the spaceship. You are your avatar is the spaceship to travel the cosmos, which is your mind, and it projects the reality. Hence why they're trying to control your melanin.
Yeah.
The me-el-an, I see M-E. The M, amor, M-L, we see E-L, and we also say A-N-I, which is A-E-I-O-U, so El-Anu. So right there you see Empress El-Anu's name. Because why? She is the immortal being. The Empress El-Anu, the Moorish woman, the so-called Black woman, is immortal. And so when we talk about the mounds, or not the demons, but the mound builders, the mound builders are us. We are the indigenous people of all lands, and we descend from the waters, which will be another episode. Mixed. So us as the indigenous pyramid builders of all lands, we have been on paper replaced with those who were mixed with Chinese, Asians, the new ones with us. And then when the pale-skinned Europeans came, they mixed in and raped those who were Moorish, African, and Asian, creating a new class of what we see today as the indigenous people in Central, North, and South America. So the question starts, can Trump make Venezuela great again? We're witnessing it right now. Another reset. The reset is wherever they go. Wherever they go, he comes in with a new reality based off of his netters, his nature, which is war, destruction, lacking melanin. Wherever he goes, he's the minority. Wherever he goes, he's the outcast, imposing his wicked caveman thinking wherever he goes on the planet. North, south, east, and west. So can Trump make Venezuela again? What was the original name of Venezuela before people that looked like him arrived on the shores of the Americas? Because here in North America, we forget to say North Americans or North America. They just say America, America, America. When we say Venezuela, we're acting like this isn't America. Venezuela is America too. He just breaks it down from North Africa, North America, South Africa, South America, West Africa, wait a second, there is no West America. Wait a second. There's a North America, there's a South America, there's a Central America. Where is West America? These waters that the administration, you already know the cave people, so-called, you know who, the trumpets are being blown. But when I look at this person, his name is Nicholas Maduro. Nicholas Maduro. He looks like a Mexican. Much love to all my Mexican brothers and sisters. But he does not look indigenous to Venezuela. He's a colonizer. He's one of them too. We have to understand that when people like Trump or the pale-skinned European takes someone out of power, it's because they put them into power. Because he's pale-skinned and he has hair on his face. He is not the original people of those waters or land. So we're going to get into it, y'all. We're going to get into the Caribbean. The Caribbean. So let's spell it out. Let's spell it out with the etymology. Ka-ra-ba. So it's spelled according to the European. Remember, the European, the pale-skinned European's nasal passage, his nose doesn't allow him to say what he can't pronounce our words. So he mispronunciates and misspells things. Hence why you don't believe his literature and stuff and his stories of religion and stuff, because he mistranslates words because he's not the author. So when we talk about the Caribbean, it's C-A, which can be replaced with a K. So let's say Ka. What is Ka? RCA. CA is California. But Ka is the spirit. And then we say Re, R-I. It could either be R-E or R-A. So Re or Ra. So Ka-Ra, the spirit of Ra. So the spirit of Ra. And then Ba, B-E, Ba, that's the body. So the spirit of Ra's body in Anu, Ka, Ra, being. So the beings of Ra. The beings of Ra are the Caribbean people. So when they're talking about drug smuggling and trade routes, who are the original traders of the waters? Moors, indigenous autonomous, achatanum. So they say atachanos, and for me, I think that's why we say indigenous. It's another mispronunciation for another ancient word that they don't teach us how to pronounce because the European cannot pronunciate our ancient vowels and all these things and sounds. So when we talk about the trade routes and Trump bombing the Caribbean, we have to remember that they've done this before. When they bombed Atlantis, when they came amongst our ancient cities, but also our ancient trade routes where we sold and traded coca leaves, hence why they trade cocaine. We traded magic mushrooms, we traded gems, gold, treasures, and knowledge. That was the wealth of the ancient world. It was knowledge, it was magic mushrooms, it was psychedelics. So as we start, you see the war as the narco in the dock. The narco dock explodes. So we know that Donald Duck and his boys, they took over our Moorish ports. You got to remember the Europeans arrived in ships. So that meant that in order to arrive in ships, that us as Moors and Moors, indigenous people of the lands, had already built ships, had already traded amongst each other. We in the ancient world used the waters as highways, not just spaceships. We also used the waters, not just the underground tunnels. We even called our ships corvettes. So the corvette comes from Moorish ships. So we were the original traffickers, or not traffickers, let's say Moors, merchants. And so go ahead, I know I'm speaking a lot. So this is how they destroy our wealth. They use their new created children when they rape the indigenous people, but first they had to rape those who are Moorish, African, and Asian. Then the European created this guy, your modern day Latinos. And the word Latino simply means soldiers of the Roman army, soldiers of the Vatican. So Latinos are basically a created race, a genetically recent race. They were created recently. They're not ancient. The modern day Mexicans are not an ancient people. This guy, the people on the land claiming to be Venezuelans, the word Venezuela is new, so of course they're that. What was before that? So we were merching and trading what you would call psychedelics, mushrooms, drugs, before the pale-skinned European stole our recipes. And you know what happens when you steal recipes? You don't know how to cook it correctly, hence why we got white powder. And if it was white, you know it's bad, like white sugar.
Yeah, and
flour, all those things are bleached. So there's a process for modern day cocaine, and Cain. That's why they probably call it Cain. Cain killed Abel. It probably wasn't even the word. Clearly, sugar cane, because sugar can be death. Sugar can kill people. Or
raising pains.
Yeah, there you go. So cocaine, the coca was good, but when the cane got added to it, it got tainted. And that's how the Mexican mafia and cartel are able to make all this money, is they're using our indigenous plants and they're giving it to the pale-skinned European, the caveman, and the caveman is cutting the recipes that these Latinos have stolen from the Arawak, the Tainos recipes that we use for the coca leaf, the ayahuasca vein, the magic mushroom. And they use our farming techniques with an F to create their P, pharmaceutical industries. So now we know that the Latino cartel, mafia, and all these Mexican businesses and all these modern day leaders have been in cahoots with the devil. Hence the Soreños are Spaniards. So now we know that they were in cahoots to destroy the economy of Mers, Moors, and indigenous people who have been trading for millions and millions of years before the pale-skinned European was let out the cave and created new races to go to war with us, to erase us as the creators of the Matrix hologram. So basically, they're viruses in the computer. They're viruses in the computer that are going around creating cancer and death to the indigenous programs, which have pyramids, medicine, and basically goddess worship. And when
As
we
below,
worship,
so below. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
That's what I think of. As above, so below. As within, so without. So what's happening right near should be also a representation of what's going on inside. You know.
And so when we find goddess worship, when we find Empress El Anu and the Moorish woman, the African woman, the black woman being worshipped in indigenous lands, you'll find treasures. So go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just had to bring it back, or excuse me, bring it forward to you on what this is truly all about. It's not just about oil. It's not just about drugs, but it is all about oil, because oil represents natural resources. It is about drugs, because drugs represents indigenous culture.
Medicinal medicine, the holistic medicines we use to heal ourselves without using the like you said, pharmaceutical medicines that we go, which is so ironic. And a lot of us are so asleep, we don't see how simple it is that we go and get these behind the counter drugs faithfully every week. And the question is it healing you? If you have to keep getting a prescription refilled, you're not being healed. You have to use nectar. You have to use the natural medicines to heal. But it was ironic because, and I think we spoke of this before the live started, I was like, interesting how Donald Trump is making marijuana a Schedule 3 drug again. Now, back in my day, it was a Schedule 3 drug growing up. So you had your street pharmacists, you know, that would sell the drugs to you or the weed to you or whatever. And that weed was more potent than the weed that they sell to you in the dispensaries. Those are the ones you got to be worried about, because those are the ones where they're giving you it's messing with your hormones, causing more estrogen, you know.
No stems, no seeds, no sticks. Ooh wee.
Yeah.
Once again, a government agent subliminally teaching you to love getting weed without seed.
Along with, now here's the other thing. We talk about the seeds. The other thing we talked about was the fruit. Okay, so now not only is he changed and put marijuana back to a Schedule 3 drug, which means now, back in my day, you can get the police bust open in your door with a whole SWAT team just for having an eighth of marijuana. Okay, now, you know, you can smoke it in your car, and of course it's not legal, but if you do, they're not really tripping. So now we're back to the reset. We're back to square one, where now it's a Schedule 3. People are going to be nervous about smoking it. And then, so I lost my train of thought. There's too many.
It represents the goddess. Once again, 2026, 2026. It adds up to 10, representing new beginning. The fire horse. Donald Trump attacking indigenous land, which is all about us as indigenous people, not the God that they got, because they're the Latinos, but it's taking us to basically right here. Ayahuasca, plant medicine, psychedelic brain medicine, the farm. We are farmers with an F. We are agriculturalists. We taught the caveman when he got here how to grow crops. Remember? My dad graduated from Southern University, and it was an agricultural school.
Yeah.
Texas A&M, a Southern University A&M, agriculture, mechanical. So basically, we were farming our culture, which is eating healthy, which is tripping out on psychedelics to tap into the other dimensions and frequencies that are all around us in a matrix hologram, an infinite experience. This is why they have to control the farm and change it to pharmaceutical. Because when we're able to cultivate our land with herbs and fruits, magic mushroom, ayahuasca, I haven't ever done the coca, but for those who have, I can only imagine, because I used to hear like my pops and them would say, he said, now that shit is cut. But back in the day when it was pure, especially, let me stop. But let me just, I was going to go further with things. But
same with ecstasy, though. Ecstasy, they used to use that, for psychologists would use that for folks that had severe trauma or PTSD. They would utilize a pure form of ecstasy that will help the feelings come out. And what it does is that's all trapped energy. And so when that energy isn't released and it's harnessed, it's like you being trapped inside of a room for years and you're trying to get out. That's exactly a representation of what happens with energy that stays in the body and it doesn't get healed through stretching, doing yoga, eating certain foods to help bust open that trapped energy that's inside of you. It's a representation of all of that. That's the reason I said anything that's happening in the world, always look at what's happening inside of you, because you are the universe. This is all about you, self-growth. And so we can't look at
universe.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I said the universe. The yoni is the punani, the vagina. We come into this world through the womb. We're taught through our mothers through the womb. When we're in her stomach, she is our first teacher. So go ahead. So hence why they have to cut off the psychedelics, because it connects us to what? Nature. Hence they don't call it Father Nature. They say Mother Nature. So once we connect to Geb, Neb, or Gaia, because Earth is a new word. So let's return to Gaia. Let's return to Mu. Let's return to Atlantis.
Which is all
I'm leaving Earth. I don't live on Earth unless I have to come and teach y'all humans.
Exactly. That's why I say to you, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on until you tell me. I don't live. I'm not there. I'm elevating myself because I don't want to be amongst the chaos. And like you said, this is a war. It's not just about the oil, and it's not just about the seeds. It's we were talking about this before we went live. I mentioned to you that they're attacking the food, right? And one of the brands is Peelz, Peelz. If you see that in the stores, it's saturated right now. And that is a brand that is funded by Bill Gates and his wife. And it's not real fruit. Because especially if you don't see seeds in it. Like I won't buy watermelon until I know watermelon season is here, because they sell it year round, but there's no seeds in it. I want seeds in my fruit. Otherwise, you're not going to get the nutrients and the vitamins that you need to be able to thrive and to be, to activate your full God body. And they know that, so that's why they're tampering with the food. It's all because
that's what it's all about. Like you said, we were saying earlier, it all leads to this, y'all. It's the colonization of the food. Pay the farmer now. That's the road we're headed to. We're headed to nature, nectar, the knowledge, our answers, our ancestors, the mother, because the woman, the goddess, Geb, she is Mother Earth. Hence why when the woman belly sticks out like the earth, a planet, a solar system, then it bends, just like the ancient hieroglyph. So they have to attack our mothers, the so-called goddess, empresses, and then the earth, Geb and Neb, then turn her into earth, a hertz, to where it's just a game to them in that sense. But the path headed to the farm with a Farmer, and farmer, a mer. I just saw that. A fa, a ra, mer. F-A, a fa. And then a ra, fa ra. So you already know you are Ra, you embody Ra. Your body, you as a mer, more, a black woman, black man, you embody Ra. So therefore, a far Ra, more, mer, you are the mer. That's your culture, to farm, cultivate knowledge, science, astronomy. And you use the astronomy, the stars and the planets, to dictate the weather. And you can predict it by studying for thousands and thousands of years the stars. Therefore, you can predict the future on how to grow your crops.
Yeah.
And that's your crops, is your bread, your financial gain, your economy. So whatever civilization could grow the best crop and food and farm the minerals was the most powerfulest, as they had the knowledge of the stars.
And not just that, but when you start being more in tune, especially when you're farming and you're talking to the plants and the fruits, they talk to you and they start to show you their genetic codes, because all these plants and these fruits have genetic codes that we need, our cells need, in order to thrive. Our cells are alive. Our cells are little mini versions of us. So just like you need food, so do your cells. And so the food that we provide to them is what causes us to be able to thrive at our highest potential. I think, can you go back one slide? I wanted to comment on something.
And the reason yeah, go ahead.
Can you go back one more slide? So it says here, pay the farmer now, or pay the farmer now, or pay the pharmaceutical later, or basically pay the hospital later. Yeah, people complain and say it's super expensive to eat healthy, which I extremely disagree. But you know how much it costs to get a ride in the ambulance? In 2020, it was $950 to $1,300. We already know that's probably doubled. It's about $3,000 just to get a ride. It doesn't matter if you're right down the street. $3,000. That's what they charge you.
Yeah.
And so we don't realize is we don't take the time out to educate ourselves on what to eat that's proper, because they know what we're supposed to eat. That's why they're tampering with our food. But if we don't take the time out to educate self and do better and start now, that's an expensive bill, yo. Like $3,000. I'd rather spend $500 a month in fruits and vegetables and eat that cost versus, or in fast, if we can either do that, but then have to spend $3,000 in one up front just for one ride. That's a very expensive taxi ride, all because you don't want to eat better. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to touch on that because I saw that slide you had.
Yeah, it's exactly what I put it up there for you and I. Because if it wasn't for you, I would not have received that perspective again, but even more powerful on nutrition, hence nutrients, nitro. So to pay the farmer now, like she's saying, hence why they killed Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was going against Big Pharma, hence the Black Mamba. Or he was it going against, or he had his own farmers? I'm not going to go deep into it, but Kobe Bryant and farmer had an issue. And he's a Mer. He's the original farmer. And Kobe was going to start a professional male and female league that was going to compete with the NBA, which would have taken over. But now we pay the farmer. So basically we pay them to die. I witnessed my father not listen to me and listen to other family members who are Christians. Not to say that there's not Christians who don't eat healthy, but the diet of that versus those who are Islam and Jews is a clear difference. If you study a Jewish family and a Muslim family, They watch what they eat versus the majority of Christians as a collective. So we're being sent to the caveman's farm because all the pharmaceutical drugs base is based off of organic plants. The base of all pharmaceutical medicine comes from nature.
Right.
But they're metallic beings, they're artificial beings, they are the closest thing to robots. So they can eat, and they can eat that fake food because they're fake people. They're not all the way real. The only reason that you think they're real is because their ancestors came and were either brought as Slavics or slaves, or they came as colonizers. Either way, they disrupted your natural state of being, beehive, your beehive, Thebes, Memphis, your basically knowledge and institutions that you built under the sun and the moon, the stars, using solar energy, because you are a solar being and he is not, she is not. You're a solar being that connects to the sun. Hence, you're a soul man, soul food. But they made soul food now as a label that will kill you.
Man.
Soul food is your son. Soul food is your farm because you are the myrrh. So hence they have to kill the myrrhs, the farmers. Hence this Spanish colonization of the Americas. It already happened, y'all. We're witnessing the memory right now, the reset. If you don't have knowledge that the original inhabitants of these American lands are you're gonna get lost and think it's the people who are lying that they're Native Americans and indigenous today. So the person that they captured, once again, is their children. You see to the right, you see the pale skin, and you see his children, which are the Asians. Then you see us to the right, the dark ones. You see, they want to, and then you see them holding the cross, and he's pale skin, because they want to manipulate the world and manipulate you to believe that you came to these lands as their slaves. But you can never be a slave because the word slave derives from Slavic. You are more. You are myrrh. So you're witnessing either the reset or the raw and set. The 2020 sixth sense. You have to have your sixth sense open in 2026. As you know what I'm saying? Because they're putting in a new application, a new idea, a new thought, a new Tahuti, a new priesthood. So that's why they have our black women in America bragging about how they've been sleeping with European men. Hence you saw even, what's her name? Tachina Arnold, who be cooning on TV and shit. Cooning on This Is Chris and all that. You know, I used to think of her as a powerful woman and good until she said that. Why did you say this, sister? I saw the interview. I saw it. And she said, I told him, I said, which I understand. I like how she said it, but I had to know and understand that for one, that's going to give her higher ratings. For two, she's now going to get casted in more films. You're going to see her more again. For three, she was admitting that even the bottom list, not A, not B, not C, the D, F list ranking actresses, because she's not an A list, she's not a B list, she'd be in the C's or D's. She's bragging that she used to have sex with Brian Austin Green, which was when the record labels were trying to find the next or future Eminem. They wanted an actor. They wanted that to crack off. Even Alchemist, the producer Alchemist, the boxer analyst, he was side famous. The guy who sued Michael Jackson, who was a backup dancer for NSYNC and stuff, Rob Wade, He used to rap in a group called Quo. When I was walking out a Blockbuster video, Dog Pound had came out and I bought it. Blockbuster had replaced Sam Goody. It was in front of the Tyler Mall in Riverside. And when I was walking out, my basketball coach stopped us and he was like, "Oh, what'd you get?" And I'm like, F, because that's when they just started the parental advisory. So I'm trying to rush out. I didn't know at the time. So he was like, "Let me see." And I was like, oh, he's like, "Let me see." And it was the Dog Pound dog food. And he was like, "Oh, hell no." He was like, "Don't give this, Mr. Williams." He said, "They be cussing, they be saying bitch and hoes." And my mom was like, "What? You tried to trick me?" I was like, "No." And she stormed back into Sam Goody's the music store in front of the Tyler Galleria. And she said, "He cannot listen to this. If he ever comes in this record store, you better not sell my son any of this stuff." I'm like, oh my God. My mom made me go back and pick a rap CD. The only rap CDs that didn't have a parental advisory was Deion Sanders' album and a rap group called Quo. And it was a black and white kid signed to Michael Jackson's record label before he had signed a bond. It was called MJJ, and it was Magic Johnson and Michael Jackson's record label. So basically, I went to say that is that they've been trying their very best for a white man to take over hip hop, which they did with Eminem, which no longer allowed white kids who listen to rap to have to be around conscious black kids. There's a rapper called Third Base.
I remember Third Base.
Third Base. These are white Jewish kids from New York. But if you ever hear him talk about his story, he will say, coming up in hip hop as a white boy, you could only be part of the hip hop scene if you knew the sciences of the gods and earth. You had to know about Malcolm X, Noble Drew Ali, the Zulu Nation. You had to know the science of commerce. You had to know it. But when Eminem came along telling kids to do drugs, kill your mom, that was the introduction of gothic rap, gothic hip hop. Even though you had the dude in the Bay, Brother Lynch Hung, talking about eating babies and stuff, Eminem introduced gothic rap and hip hop. And then it allowed white kids to no longer have to study the culture and go through the struggle and identify with the black struggle, which eventually was revolutionary because you had white kids saying, "Fuck you, mom, black power, you oppress black people." And they couldn't have that because hip hop did what the hippie movement couldn't do. And so the hippie movement was infiltrated with acid, Jeffrey Dahmer, or Charles Manson, Jim Morrison. Jim Morrison was a CIA agent kid, just like the dude who ran Power 106. His grandfather was a CIA agent. So once again, you had white boys, usually Jewish white boys, much love, but you had pale-skinned Jews running Hollywood and running the record labels eventually. So in order to get on as a black woman, you had to have sex with a white boy, a troglodyte, a caveman. You could not get on. So not only were you getting ran through by the brothers or the elite, or you'll hear a black woman, "It wasn't me." Well, the white boy, you had to. You're not getting on after. There's millions of women who will open their legs up wide for this role, any role. And you're going to convince the world that you didn't do it. Same thing when Tyler Perry falls this year. You're going to find out that all your male actors. So this is why we have the Matrix University. It's because us as the righteous Murs and Moors, the Merlin magicians and all of us, we are going to build up and open up and return to Atlantis. Move. We're living in righteousness to where our women don't have to sleep with a caveman to get a top job or to get ahead. That's why the modern day so-called black woman doesn't respect the black man as God anymore. Most black women in America worship Jesus Christ as her Lord and Savior, which is a white man. So subliminally and subconsciously, she is led by pale-skinned European Slavic. She's being led by a slave who is descendant not of her own mother. Therefore, if the so-called black women in Hollywood are misled and misleading you, that means that the modern day American Moorish woman who has become black is misleading her sons. And so now we see that in Hollywood, even the woman on the lowest list had to sleep around to get a role. And this is what Bill Cosby was talking about. This is what he was saying when we had Cosby Show, when we had all these positive black films and TV shows that we no longer have. It's because of what we're experiencing today. We're experiencing a group of Slavics going around the world, colonizing again, now locking up husband and wife, going against the government, basically saying I can do anything and who's going to stop me. So what's next? Go ahead, Empress.
NK music on the track.
War on drugs.
War on drugs. So that's what it is. Gold, oil, diamonds. Is that their God? Is it our precious minerals? Is it our nectar, our nature? What comes from nature? Psychedelics. What he calls drugs is our medicine. And so, like Empress El Anu is teaching you and reminding you guys is that if they can cut off our pharmaceutical medicine and demonize it, then after locking people in prison, terrorizing us for practicing our culture, you gave us tainted drugs like crack. You're tainting the weed, you're tainting the seeds, seedless fruit, and now you're taking the ban off of marijuana. Now you're taking the ban off of using nature to create pharmaceuticals that kill people. The pharmaceutical drugs kill people. Yeah. It tells you in the commercials, well, if you take different, your arm will fall off, your head will explode.
May cause this, that, the third. You might not see anymore. You could die. You could not.
Look at Serena Williams. Serena Williams, that is not her. There's no way in the world that the most talented tennis player of all time, who recently just married a caveman, much love to all my cave brothers who practice I-self-law and master and practice our culture and live a righteous life. But to those cavemen who are marrying our sisters, who are weak-minded and do not have knowledge of self, are due, and they killed them and replaced them with a lookalike or brainwashed them and hypnotized them. Serena Williams is now, or Venus Williams now, is promoting drugs. Ozempic, shooting yourself to lose weight, is a drug, and people are dying from it. People are dying.
So not promote. She's an athlete. So not get like a workout video or anything like that. She's gonna represent a company that is telling you could look like her if you go get this drug, even though she's an athlete and she works out every day. Think about that. They do it on purpose. They use someone that they know is in shape because she went to go work out for it. Oh, let's use you as a model and then take this drug here, this particular box, and then hold it next to you and say, I take this. And in exchange, you basically sold her soul because you can't lead people down the wrong path and then expect for you to go to heaven. It's not going to happen. You're going to be responsible for all those souls that you led down the wrong path. All in the name of some pain.
And it's all about that. The rise and fall of the Black Caribbeans, the Garifuna, the Caribs, the Califias, the Caras, the Tainos, the Arawaks, the original people of the Americas. So Lana, tell us your culture right now. Because that's our culture. What Lana, Empress El Anu is doing. She's reviving our culture. And so we're witnessing the destruction again. So I went off on topic. So here we go. the Black Carib Wars, European perception. Early Spanish used Arawak as the word for friendly, because we have to remember when the Europeans arrived to the shores of America, they'll say that they saw Ethiopians in canoes or Ethiopians on the shores. They try to trick us by us thinking that an Ethiopian is only in the land that they call Africa. An Ethiopian is simply mean a burnt face. So they saw people with burnt faces on the shores who were friendly, like some of us are to them, like, come on. Versus some of the homies and homegirls, like, nah, fuck them, off with their heads. Who are they? What are they doing here? They're gonna lie and trick you guys. Nah, and then we have some of us, nah, we're loving people. Come on in. Come on in. Eat with us. Come to our cookout. And in the back of their head, they'd be like, yeah, we're gonna cook you. So basically, early Spanish used Arawak as the word friendly in Caribbean for warlike, to categorize peoples, leading to misunderstanding. Caribbean interaction. And so basically, the Caribs, a significant indigenous people in Venezuela, along with other groups like the Piman and the Payaroa, speaking their endangered Cariñcha language. Lacono Arawaks also present smaller numbers in Venezuela, alongside Guyana, and we see Ya and Ana, Anu, or Yanu, and French Guianu or Ana. In essence, these are distinct related peoples sharing cultural ties, historical migrations, because they have us thinking that us as indigenous people are African people that stayed put. Africans didn't walk the whole planet. Africans didn't sail the planet, even though they admit we've been here for billions and millions of years.
So don't let them... I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that they'll make you think, so basically as a kid growing up, if you're brown skin, you're told you're African American, but the history they tell you is that they were nothing but slaves. So of course you grow up being embarrassed. You're like, I'm not African. And so therefore we don't know our culture because we're embarrassed because we were told we were slaves.
Right.
Hey, I'm sorry. My grandfather was one of the first Black chemists who opened up a laboratory in Los Angeles. Okay. And I have him he's in a magazine, the Ebony magazine. I have the magazine. I think it was in the 60s. And it's showing other doctors that he's linked up with. So he was linked up with other brown skin doctors, okay, back in the day. So when they lie and say, oh, you come from slaves. No, I don't come from slaves. All my ancestors are highly intelligent. All of them had businesses. All of them were trailblazers. You know what I mean? I don't have a history of it, and that's not. So when our kids go to these public school systems and they're able to be taught something that no one goes and does research, you, Jason, are literally the first person I've met that goes all the way to, back further than the 1400s. Keep going. You got to get to the root so that way you can pull out the BS and the lies. You know what I mean? That's our responsibility, though. We have to do that. We can't rely on anyone to tell us anything anymore because they've been lying to us the whole time. So now we got to unravel the food pyramid because we've been lied to about that. Telling you to eat 5 times out the day. You don't need to eat that much. For what? They're trying to keep you low, keep you down. Keep eating. No, you don't have to eat that much. Your energy. You have to fuel your body with the nutrients and the vitamins that you need to ignite the energy in you. Like you said, your solar plexus. You have to ignite that fuel in order to keep going and just explode out of here. But if we keep eating, Now you surpass feeding yourself. Now the food's just gonna sit there, and it's no way for it to get processed because we're just consistently doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So what's transpiring right now in the world, I always look at, I don't watch the news, I actually hear this from you, but then in my mind I talk to my ancestors. I'm like, all right, what does this mean? This is a sign. All this chaos that's going on, like you said, it's a reset. And like you said, it makes sense. 2026, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 6 is 10. The highest number on the number scale is a 9. We just came out of the year of the 9. Now we're in the year of the 10. So we've reset this mofo. We've reset it. And yes.
And then the 1 0 is letting you know the 1 is a new, literally Anu, A-N-U. But remember, the 1 is a glyph. Wanda. Hence the 1. This is your first wand, you know. So the 1, and then the zero, zerra, zahuti, 0. So 1 and 0, 1 and Z. So you have the beginning, and the 0 is infinite. You can create anything from it. But remember, the 1 is in front of the 0. So something is already in front of the 1. It's not 0 point, it's not 0.001. You get it? The black dot, the infinite black dot, which is the triple black or the double black. And that represents, when you put 2 zeros together, what's that?
It's like an eye.
Well, the groove. There you go. The infinite symbol. Like infinity. Google. Yeah, and the infinity sign. You remember when I see infinity? So 2, 8, and 8 horizontally is the infinity sign.
Okay.
And so with the zeros and ones and zeros, so a 0 and 1 would represent infinity, your imagination right now. It hasn't come to physical form. It's in the chaos, it's in the cosmos. And then when it comes to 1, that would be raw. That would be that coming into you as a manifestation in the physical body, a 0, 1. And you would be, that's why I say you are the 1. And I say in my music, I am the 0, the hero. You know, I am 0, the hero. 1 is the loneliest number. The loneliest number is the number 1. 1 is so. And so these symbols, like 9 looks like a spiral, like a butterfly. You can't hear me? Huh? Oh yeah, no, like your hair.
Like the hair.
Yes. Yes. You're what they call now the 9 ether in certain teachings, brother Dr. Malachi Z. York and them. So just like you set a fire to hair, it curls. So with the zeros and ones and zeros, binary codes, it lets you know that they're operating off of a computer. So you're in a computer game. So they're able to manipulate time using those glyphs, which we call numbers, which are nature, numba, ra, num. So it numbs you. But so let's get to so we're zeros and ones, and I forgot what we were saying above that.
Let me say something real quick. The next time y'all go to Vegas and you're up 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and you're on the strip, look outside at the buildings and watch how all the buildings download and upload. So it's the lights, but you'll see it downloading information and then uploading information down. So it's just to let you know the city is alive. Everything's alive. It's breathing, including the buildings that you're in. And so it just goes to show that everything's a computer, like you're saying. So if you're in computers, this should make sense to you because you can understand how the codes work. And when you're resetting or when you're creating a new program, how there's numbers used in there. You know what I'm saying? So yes, this is like, it makes sense. They're creating, it's like lights, camera, action. Donald Trump and all their body doubles are on the set. Okay, so what's the scenario that we want to create now for the masses Let's use the screen, the TV screen, to depict out what we want them to think and believe so that they can follow in and everybody's tuning in. You notice everybody's on TV. Everybody's in front of the couch. Okay, so now that we have you focused here, we're going to be over someplace else like Africa, getting it in. And we're looking for all of your resources because this planet is full of resources. And so now we want to keep everybody focused on the bullshit while we go over here and do some real shit and keep taking your shit away from you and you keep falling back asleep. That's why I said don't get neuralized like in Men in Black when it says, all right, everybody, look at this. Look at the light right here. This happened. You can go about your lives and be good. And then everybody's like, all right, cool, bet. And that's the trick. I gotta take this call real quick. Be right back. Like an old school Cadillac.
Yeah, you're so funny. And that's what she's talking about, y'all. J.D. Vance, the vice president elected, said you don't have to apologize for being white anymore. Well, let him cry. It shows an inferiority complex. It lets you know out of all these things that they have as pale-skinned Slavics and Europeans, so-called white people, they have everything. You're telling your so-called followers at this point, the vice president of the United States telling the world, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore. That is racist. That is a war cry. That is a war cry. And not only that, he was rallying in front of conservative Christians, telling them that's America's first agenda or amendment. You don't have to apologize for being white anymore. Why? Because they want the planet. They want your mind. They want your afterlife. They want your imagination. They want your future. They want it now. They want nature, because nature are the gods. So like Empress El Anu said, when you eat a watermelon, a banana, a strawberry, it communicates with your organs and sings notes to connect with the sun and other natures like the bird, the hippo, the sun, the moon, the stars, compared to you eating a steak. How does that connect to the sun, the moon, and the stars? On the level of that, that's why they're attacking the seed, they're attacking the food, they're attacking the land as well. So in the future, if you're eating certain foods, there's no code, because your body, your spaceship has code. So your computer has code. So naturally in the video game, there's plants that are meant to be eaten that'll activate organs. Certain plants activate your brain to allow you to broadcast at higher levels and lower, right? 720 degrees times infinity, times deuce. So this is what they want. They want your whole store, your whole story, the store of Ra stories. Ra storage is in I, in you, in us. We are Ra children, but together we are Ra. We form Voltron. Our uranium, so uranium, but let's say and what is Sumeria. Is Sumeria. So if there's something called and Ra, that's combining Sumeria, which they're trying to say is Iran and Iraq, which were once again black-faced, black-haired people. Because in order to be under the sun, you would want to have your avatar to be highly melanated, because melanin is a neuroelectrical conductor. and electricity holds information. And your ka, your ba, your ra can hold information because you hold crystals inside of you, gold inside of you, all the L's, elements, not cells. They put our elements in cells. That's why it's imperative for us to eat nutrients that unlock our cells. Hence, eating psychedelics. So the earth, or let's say Gebenu, because earth is a new word. Our uranium, our rules. Niger dictates France. But Niger, let's just simply call it niggas, nagas. Us, our land, under our control. This is something different than the people claiming to be from Venezuela who are not the indigenous people. So at least on this land of Africa or Al-Bikulan, El-Ka, once again, El-Ka, Ba, the spirit, body, El-Ki, Chi, Bu, land. So the breath and the life in the land of Ra, us. So even in those word spells, you can unlock the mysteries. You can unlock your cells and break the curse that has been put on you through their word magic. So just like the movie Black Panther, just like they had to kill Chad Boseman to circumvent the future generation of even thinking about that. You notice Black Panther, after he died, it just didn't hit like it used to. It didn't hit because they killed that energy. He played Jackie Robinson. He played a lot of different characters. They kill you in Hollywood, they kill you in real life. So Niger, traditional leaders speak out. Several village chiefs from the north have publicly called on SOMIDA to address concerns over the ongoing uranium exploitations in their community. Why? Because we are the wealthiest people on the planet. But if our people are focused on Jesus worship, Allah worship outside of themselves, instead of being Jesus, instead of being Allah, you're worshiping Allah. You're worshiping Jesus. Let it say it, I am Jesus. I am Yeshua. I am Allah. The body. So China switches to Africa. I am Ra, Amun. I am science. I am education. I am Ka. I am Ba. So China switches to Africa. Uh-oh. $25 billion USA loss. United States of America is a corporation and a business. America is different. We are not United States of Americans. We are Americans. They are the United States of Americans because they are fictitious white people. There's no such thing as a white person. There's no such thing as the United States of America. That's something that was imposed on us as indigenous beings. So now that China is switching to Africa, that's called equipment now that's needed. $1.2 billion tractor deal. The brother JT Bigger Figure was out in Burkina Faso years ago shedding light on that land. Not sure what happened, but look up JT, the letter J and T, Bigger Figure. He's from the Bay, Filmo, legend. He was out there, boots on the ground. He even created water for them, water systems, things that we need to do here and there and all over the world as we take our minds back. Because once we have our minds correct, right and exact, the land speaks to us. The nature is on our side. The sun is on our side. The sun ain't on their side. They have to replace the sun, Ra, in the sky, and you as the sun as them. And if you follow the ways of the fictitious sun, follow the ways of the caveman, that's poverty. To not have a relationship with the sun in the sky naturally, you're naturally born poor. But I, a melanated being, a melanite, I am born infinite. I am unlimited resource. How? Because naturally I can apply the sun's music notes, sun's knowledge, the birds, trees, the water, air, ether, the wind, the ka, the ba, all that inside the eye, and manifest magic. Through the minds, these are created. We create these in the mind, you know? These elements. So 72% land recalled, the West in disbelief. So 72% of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim is his name. The brother's name is Ibrahim. And once again, IB. Let's talk about it real quick as we start closing it out. Let me show y'all something real quick. All right. The current interim president of Burkina Faso is Captain Ibrahim Traoré, a military officer who has assumed power following a co-op diktat on September 30th, 2022. 44. I see 44, September 3rd, 2022, 44. That's not coincidence. Traoré is the head of the ruling military junta. I need to make this bigger for y'all. So right here, see if I could even zoom in. That better for y'all? There it goes. So Captain Ibrahim Traoré is head of the ruling militia junta, the Patriotic Movement for Safeguard and Restoration, MPSR. At the time he took office, at the age of 34, he was the world's youngest serving head of state. His government is a military. You see that military, they want you niggas weak. They want you sagging your pants. They want you drunk. They want you high. They want you chasing men. They want you chasing money. They want you chasing the illusion. They want you chasing their version of reality to keep you ignorant, to keep you militarized. Our fathers were in the military. Our grandfathers were in the military. So we were raised to be militant. Some of us who have fathers and some of us who had military fathers. I said my father was drafted in Vietnam. Different type of structure when you came over to Williams' house. Some of the homies didn't like it. So they didn't come. They knew you go over to Williams, you're going to have to clean up. Mr. Williams going to tell you to do this. And if you said, like, get out my house, don't come back. Oh, Dad. I see why. I see the outcome. We're military minded, like Tupac Amaru Shakur was teaching us. Military minded. First, we take care of our mind. Military mind. Getting up at certain hours. That's why in college, we went off of military time. We no longer were citizens, we were students. And you should always be a student of life, and a student goes off of military time. The class doesn't say 10 a.m., at least at the colleges and universities that I attended. It was different hours. Why? So you would be on a different clock. Therefore, time is an illusion. This is why they have to cut out the trade route. What we want Donald Trump, Donald Duck, to stop the cocaine coming into this land. We want him to stop the fentanyl. We want him to stop the cartels. We want him to stop that. Because us as Murs and Moors are suffering in these inner cities of America due to cartels giving money to the Mexicans, the Latinos, so they can open up businesses, murder us, take our original black cities, black neighborhoods, wiped out, gentrified. There are no more black cities like that. How did they do it? They did it with drug money. You have rappers rapping about El Chapo. The Mexicans don't fuck with you niggas no more. The Mexicans used to be our brothers and sisters as a collective not too long ago. But they, as a collective, chose to go against the true gods. They went against God going against us. How? How, Sway? It's because when the Latino community said we are no longer with the Murs and Moors, our black people, we are La Raza, we are Chicano, they separated from you niggas. They used Martin Luther King's fight, civil rights, Malcolm X, even our brothers and sisters in Mecha. That is a stronghold that we love. Much love to Mecha. I want everybody to look up M.ECHA. Those are our brothers and sisters. Those are the Mexicans who we rock with. Mecha. Those are our brothers and sisters who hold the essence of when we weren't black, Mexican, black, brown. We were in our indigenous people, Indians, Murs and Moors, children of the sun. We are children of the sun. So therefore, they had to trick the collective Mexican bargaining agreement with the cartel. And as you know, the original founding members of the Mexican mafia had a European mixed in it. So it was already infiltrated from its get, that Southerners. So they got the Southern California Mexicans to no longer click with the so-called Murs and Moors and blacks. And they allowed them to push drugs legally. And so that's how the cartels and the mafias were formed, out of having a relationship with the Bushes, having a relationship with the Clintons, having a relationship with the Kennedys, the Trumps, all drug dealing families. The Bushes, the Kennedys, alcohol used to be illegal. Alcohol was illegal. Kids probably don't even remember that. Alcohol used to be illegal in this country. And that's how the mob got their money. The Kennedys went against the mob, hence they killed their whole bloodline. And now the one with the raspy voice lied like they always do. And now he's telling us like Trump and we like McDonald's and Pharma, Big Pharma. Yeah, they're liars. They have gone around the planet circumventing, raping our women, having sex with our women to have mixed babies. And those mixed babies are a class or an idea, a dream or a nightmare that's created that never existed in the universe in physical matter until you sleep with the humans. So when you have a half human, half Martian or extraterrestrial, they now can use that mixed child, because most likely if the parent isn't aware and had a purposeful mixed baby to circumvent and go at the matrix, they can use that mixed child to rule over the dark-skinned original people of the planet. So here we are, why we have to have a military. The woman created man as her original military. That's why you have a different bone density than the womb man, because when she's pregnant, how can you expect a pregnant woman always to defend herself? So you had to be created to protect the mother, the Maya, the vessel of Ra, the vessel of God is the woman. The secret isn't her. So we're traveling throughout the galaxy being chased by evil, wicked, even though there's no such thing as evil, wicked poverty beings. Beings that have to be vampires because they're not wealthy. Only poor people steal. Only poor people, whether it's physically or spiritually at the time. Now, if you're stealing from a corrupt group of people, that's not stealing. Hence why they say Robin Hood. But even though we did episodes on Robin Hood being a trickster character, but the more, so we can get into that as well. But let's focus on us having an example of what happens when we have our land. Because anywhere on the planet, when we rule, I guarantee you, but what do we do with the resources? A lot of us don't know how to operate the uranium, the gold, the cobalt. How do they know how to do that? How does the Asian and the European know how to mine these precious minerals? Who taught them? Who was already doing that? And what were those previous people and civilizations using it for? That needs to be the end of the episode. But last, military rule. Traore leads military government as his tenure has been marked by ongoing efforts to counter a persistent Islamic insurgency. So he's stopping it. He's fighting against the terrorists who are trying to enter his country and take over the land. He has notably distanced Burkina Faso from its former colonial power, France, which is Traore. France, and a forge closer with other nations, including Russia, Mali, Niger. And who just bombed Mali and Niger? The United States. That's not us. That's a corporation ran by pale-skinned Europeans. America is separate. We are the Americans. Us as birds and Moors. The Martians and extraterrestrials. The United States of American citizens are fictitious people who use the word white in United States to operate, who are actually dead. They're literally dead people. That hence, if you look at their word and look at them, they're dead people. They have no soul, or they'll have less of a soul. Hence, soulless people. So when we look at a trade route, main cocaine trafficking routes to Europe, it's not showing United States, y'all. Us in the United States have to really get out of our heads that this landmass that we call the United States, or North America, is so big. It's not that big. So, and there's a larger world out there. They have tricked us to not think like intergalactic, international people. There's some people who only think 30 miles down their house. There's some people I know who've never been to Disneyland. There's people who I grew up with back in the day who had never been to the beach, homie.
Music on the track.
Rest in peace to one of them. Yeah, I was like, you never been to the beach? I was like, damn, how do you live in Southern California? Your mom and dad never took you to the beach, or you never did. So so imagine my mind state coming back from what we call Africa. I time traveled. I actually time traveled. That's why the time changes when you go to different land masses, because they have to colonize those lands and get them to believe in an idea of the United States, which is a fictitious reality. So that means it's a nightmare, and they trick you into believing in their time. And so they create a false timeline using glyphs, numbers, word magic, and then they create a false timeline like you were a slave, you were brought here from Africa, you're nothing, we're the creators of everything. Joshua, Jesus is a white man, God is white, you are, all these things to trick you into believing a fictitious timeline that is a nightmare. Hence why they call it the American dream. So these main trade routes are showing you to the right, also Africa. So we know that there's probably a big white population over there. And then it's going into other countries. So they're doing it by boat, by plane, or cargo ship. We don't own any of these anymore. Imagine when we control the ports again. When we are in this picture that I'm about to show you. This. Every other nation is, where are you? You're only in this. Until you get that you have to be military minded, not blowing shit up like they do. None of that. Military minded is strategizing, organizing, building up your nation. That's the goal, building up your dream. I have a dream that one day the white person will stand next to Donald Trump and Donald Trump's kids will love him. I have a dream. I have a dream that I created a nightmare. And I have a dream that I manipulated my Moorish. Yeah. I had a dream that I manipulated and I led my people into a burning house. So that's what it is. So as we end it, the Arawaks are major indigenous groups for northern. Wait, I jumped around too much. So you see Asians, you see the pale-skinned Arabs. Remember movies like Aladdin, the Bin Ladens. Remember the Aladdins, they use that. They use movies in Hollywood to trick you, like the genies, the jinns. But the original people of Arabia, Persia, are dark-skinned Muslim Moors. You are those people, not the Hindus. You don't see them. Where's the Hindu leaders? Where's the Hindu government like Pakistan and Sri Lanka? The India, like the Quickie Mart. So who controls them? I'm gonna say the guy to the right more. And then Russia and Asia. And then you see Hussein in the back. Oh no, you see Venezuela guy. So this is why we have to look to Burkina Faso as an example. Because look what they're doing. Their business is, the Slavic Europeans' business is mining your business. Your business is your wealth, right? So your wealth is within the planets, the plants, the planet. That's your spaceship outside of your body. So they're mining you. They're mining your melanin. They're destroying you. They're killing you. Meanwhile, while our people worship God, which is a word, G is the letter 7. O is what 14. I forgot what number O is. D is A, B, C, D is 4. So once again, numerology tricking you. God is a word, and the word is G. It starts with G, which is the number 7. The number 7 is the 90-degree angle. An angle is an L. Who are the creators of geometry? Us, as Mers and Moors. But who sent that information to us? So we're being sent information from the mothership, from the source, as melanites, melanated beings. And so your avatar spacesuit is your spaceship, and you're able to receive signals from the spaceship before the mothership arrives. So it's time to prepare, just like a race, just like a football game, just like a test, just like anything in life. Preparation, you win. And even if you don't win, you know, sometimes when you gave it your all, you sometimes will be like, damn, I gave my all. And the winner of that race, shake your hand, good effort. Because you were in that race with the winner. While motherfuckers was watching the stands, which we would call people clapping, or haters watching, jealous that they looking at you. Be the example. So uranium is a precious metal. If you held a 10 kg lump of uranium in your hand, it would feel slightly warm. But if you found 2 separate lumps of uranium brought together, you'd be blown apart. They're looking for weapons of mass destruction, just like the movie Black Panther. Charles or Chad Bosin, the spaceship landed in California, the Bay Area, Queen Khalifa. We are the Khalifas. We are the old Meccas, the old Mecca, Mecca, California, Riverside County, Santa Ana River. Colorado River runs through where? Riverside County, connected to the Grand Canyon. The gods have returned. I'm Jason. I have returned. I remember getting burnt at the stake. I remember getting my head chopped off. I remember telling the crowd, I'm going to come back one day. I've returned to teach my people. I come back every time, but this time I'm leaving. I'm not coming back. Maybe I will, but we'll see. But I always come back, Jason. So right here, the discovery of this element in 1789 in Germany, found to be radioactive in 1896. Solid metallic, an electrical conductor, paramagnetic, ductile, malleable, actinidite metal element. So it naturally occurs in soil, water, and minerals. And so clearly our ancestors had manuscripts and books outside of verbal communication like griots and shamans, oral tradition. When we started falling into matter, falling dense into this video game and forgetting we're in a video game and took this body, we jotted down all this. So when they got our manuscripts and maps and all this, now they're trying to figure out how we used it. So they want to use it to what? Control, to kill, to murder the Murs, to murder Ra. They're trying to murder Ra. Watch the movie Stargate. They sent a bomb through the Stargate. They're trying to murder our Father who art in heaven. Amun. Y'all ain't ready. Only a few. Most will be left behind. President Donald Trump signs a proclamation banning citizens from Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, South Sudan. What is in Sudan? There's more pyramids in the Sudan than there is in Egypt. Who comes out of Mali? Mansa Musa. And who are the Mansa Musas, Mers, Moors, Aquamansa? It was out here too. You are Mansa Musa. You are supposed to be having gold and trading it all around the world. You are supposed to have the diamonds, gold, vibranium. Your homies, homegirls, your cousins, your uncles are your homies, aunties, uncles. All of us are supposed to have the land and controlling these resources, and the humans are supposed to be trading with us to create their civilization. But we're not going to trade with the caveman anymore soon, because you see what he's done. Just like the movie Black Panther, we were not supposed to create them. We were not supposed to, or when we created them, it was a test to see what was in us, possibly to find out the wicked so-called black devils that we could not see. So we had to extract the wickedness out of us so we could see the wickedness within us, which is in the form of the palest version of ourselves, with pale skin and dead hair. Dead skin, dead hair. Lack of melanin. Lack of El Anu. Lack of the Moorish woman. Lack of the so-called black woman. He's jealous that our mother is the creator of the universe. Hence why he has to have sex with her and babies so he can prolong his life, because he knows sex magic. He knows that he can come back through his children or great-grandchildren if they're mixed, and then white them out again and rule over. Burkina Faso's president fires back. They don't have the morals to teach us. They see us as slaves, not as humans. Because you're not human and you're not Slavic. You are an alien, an extraterrestrial. You are the sun put into a body, which is a spaceship, which they call Avatar. You are the original Avatar, since they made the movie Avatar, which was really about you and you getting hijacked by the pale-skinned European and always using one of us to infiltrate. So we will no longer beg for approval by the so-called caveman. And that's what Black Panther was about. Us giving them our technology, our teachings, and they turned around and they kill us. That's just what it is. It's their nature. This is why all the great teachers of the past said we have to separate from the caveman. Why were they put in the cave? They were banished to the caves because they cannot function at a level high enough of our nature and our state of being to disrupt the party. Hence why special ed kids are not the autistic kids and stuff, but let's say it, those, even though they're some who are misclassified, but those who have certain neurological issues, let's say, like cerebral palsy, kids who are really born with special needs, not ones who are labeled special ed because they're not learning at a certain rate. We're talking about kids who they have to be put in a class, right? A class. Why do you think they have classes? They have classes. And so and we love that class, right? And you would get in trouble for picking on that or get beat up. But brothers like me, I was cool with them. I just would always cool. So that's what it is. We put them in the caves because when they come amongst us, they disrupt our party. They disrupt the peace, and only a few of them clearly are supposed to be at the party. But hopefully those ones at the party, when they leave, they go teach their people how great we are. But a lot of the times they teach our secrets to their people their people get jealous, their people get excited. And just like you see robberies today, when someone finds your grow spot, your jewelry spot, they'll come and rob you. And that's what Donald Trump, Donald Duck, Scrooge McDuck. Donald Duck is Scrooge McDuck. Oh, there it goes. I'm gonna end it with that. Donald Duck is Scrooge McDuck. And what were the DuckTales about? It was about Donald Trump, the elite, going around stealing your archives, stealing your gold, stealing your treasures, stealing your ancient maps so they could rule over you. But when you're military minded, like Tupac was teaching us, hence why he called out Diddy, hence why he called out Jay-Z, hence why Chino XL passed away during that time as well. Even though he said he didn't say anything, he got caught in the crossfire. Jay-Z's next. Hova. Who is Hova? Hova's the God of the Bible, which is Jay-Z. Sean Carter. Sean Carter, Rockefeller Records. Hence why Dame Dash has been catching hell ever since he left, because he was a part of it too. He's a part of Aaliyah. All of them. Why is he still talking about Aaliyah? Because he has to do it in a way to keep her alive, because he's being haunted by the spirit of Aaliyah, to still remind y'all that Jay-Z, Sean Carter, is a pedophile and killed Aaliyah. T-Boz, look at Chili from TLC. Chili from TLC, why is she with one of the Lawrence brothers? TLC Chili, once again with a caveman, because she was a part of assassinating Lisa Left Eye Lopez. And so was Sean Carter. Y'all forget one of the best songs we ever heard was Best of Both Worlds. Yeah, something, the pyramid, something, Best of Both Worlds. Yeah. That song was gonna change. That type of music was gonna change reality, and they had to stop it. They do it now with rap and R&B, but those brothers were millionaires. Regardless of what R. Kelly did, I'm not talking about that. What did he represent outside of when we found out what he was doing? He was one of the greatest songwriters of all time, and he owned his music. From my understanding, his catalog is worth billions, trillions. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I dream about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I believe. That's an inspirational song. That's a scripture. That's a mantra. That's an affirmation. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I dream about it every night and day. Spread my wings of raw and fly away. It is time to realize that we are at war already as Moors and Murs, as indigenous people. You are born in a war, homie. Your dad didn't teach you. Your father didn't teach you, son. You remember in the movie Menace to Society? I guess a lot of you niggas forgot about it. You like the gangster shit. You like the nigger shit, right? You like that. You guys watch Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood for the gangster shit. You want to be a thug. Even though Tupac was trying to do something with the acronym, a thug is a demon. Just like diva is a demon. These artists have tricked you because they signed contracts with the devil. your artists, your presidents. They're all part of the colonization of the Matrix hologram to trick you into believing that their reality is real. And what does their reality teach you? It teaches you that you die. And if you knew that you never die, if you knew that you built all these civilizations, pyramids, all these things, and you can do it again with your imagination when you have your land and it's high competition on what you got to manifest, he cannot compete. He doesn't have enough melanin in his his car, you know, you are the car, the spaceship. He doesn't get enough gas to compete with you. So he has to worship the jealous deities who are not able to manifest here. So he uses the pale-skinned European because you have too much melanin to be infiltrated. The radiation of Ra, the melanin, like we learned, coats your sperm cell. It coats you. So it protects you. It protects you against those forces. Hence why the paler you are, the more you are animalistic and out of tune. You can't dance. You can't rap. You can't sing like us. You can't run fast like us. They can't because they lack. So they have to trick you and deceive you first by murder, death, and mayhem, by blowing up your towers so you cannot communicate. So he has to scatter you. So you guys are all scattered everywhere. Then he has to destroy the information like the pyramid text, the books, the tablets. Then he has to poison the water, cut down the trees, poison the air, poison the food, then murder you. He has to kill nature first, but you have to eat. Even though we learn about breatharians where we were able to, because we're solar beings, but let's stay on this. When you're eating a nutrient, living, not a diet, because it causes you to die. The nutrients that are already in the video game were already programmed for you to power up, hence the Super Mario Brothers. Hence, when Mario eats the magic mushroom, he powers up and he's able to fight who? King Koopa. Mario can't fight King Koopa unless he has his plant or the mushroom, right? It's the same with you. So King Koopa, which is Donald Trump, watch the movie Mario Brothers, the original one with John Leguizamo, which takes place in Brooklyn and underneath Brooklyn in a different dimension. Meaning that underneath this city, our cities, there's another dimension. There's other worlds, you know? So basically, the magic mushroom is a way to tap back into home. E.T. phone home. So you eat the magic mushroom, you eat the ayahuasca, you eat the psychedelic plants, and hence you phone home. And once you start as a collective phoning home, the spaceship knows how to find you. Our fathers and mothers who art in heaven and under the waters know how to find you again, because we're trapped in a time loop. And they've used certain tetrahedron energy. They put a net over this plant, our planet. So it's the net is a tetrahedron. That's why they call it tetragrammaton. To trap you, to trap your magnetic field. And it traps you, it binds your elements. Your fire, wind, earth, your Ka, your Ba, your Neb, Aru, and it traps you and it makes you into a physical being. It traps you here. And they say the only way out is death. But there's no thing as death because you're in the Duat. They go. So they're stuck here. So the pale-skinned European troglodyte caveman is stuck in this mental dimension. He's trapped here. forever. Unless you come down to hell and communicate with him. Talk to him. And he'll trick you. I'll do better. I promise if you take me to the cookout, I won't steal all your ideas. I promise. Oh, let me, can you teach me the recipe to those collard greens? Can you teach me about the sea moss? Or, yes, sensei, I will always be righteous and teach Kung Fu. Yes, Master Lee. Yes, Master Bruce Lee. I promise to use Kung Fu and Karate to heal. And what do they use all of the sciences we taught them for, or taught them? They used it to kill you. They used the Ka-Ra. Remember, Ka is the spirit. So you breathe it in, and you're breathing in the same air that your ancestors did, but not as much because the air is being poisoned. So now we're no longer breathing in all of our ancestors. Now you're breathing in demons, devils, chemicals, chemtrails, trails of chem. So if they put trails of chem instead of you breathing in chem, your yoga or yoni verse is going to be off balance. Hence why we practice yoga in positions to crack your back, a chiropractor, tracking Ra's body to release tension and release cells so you can have free flowing energy, acupuncture. So all these things are so your body, your temple operates at a sufficient and efficient, clean way. Hence why all the temples in Kemet were clean. You had to, certain parts of the temple, you had to have all hair off of you. You had to bathe. Remember, the pale-skinned European didn't bathe. We know this. We were taught in school this. So they were banished to the caves. And when they were let out, it was like being let out of punishment. And said, okay, you're off timeout. Like mom used to do for some of us. My dad whipped my ass. I never got no timeout. My mom put me on timeout. And some of the homies can testify at that. Miss Williams will put you on timeout until, of course, high school. But you came over talking that. My mom's from Compton, homie. Like, no games. So, raised on School Street and Compton Boulevard. Top of her class. You know what I'm saying? So, when it comes to that. But when we talk about, I shouldn't even mention it. So, I wish I could rewind it. So, long story short, what we were saying is us to tighten up. Burkina Faso's president fires back. We will no longer beg for home approval. We fight for our land. So that's what they did. So when they got out of punishment, when they got off of time out, our mother ordered us to do that. You could only do some things like that unless your mama or grandma approved. So it lets you know we came from a matriarchal society. And so when we went and took them out of those caves, it was for only a short amount of time period if they behave. I'm sure there was agreement, hey, if they behave, and some of them did. A few of them use our knowledge and science and teachings, like religion, when we gave them books, because we used to communicate telepathically. I'll go cuckoo. We weren't saying this. This is for the humans. Hence the hieroglyphs, Heru's glyphs, Jason's lyrics. Those are all my lyrics that I'm trying to find out and decode. Hence the term, the movies, Jason's lyrics. Go watch that again with Jada Pinkett. It's Heru, Jason's lyrics to my lyrics, to my songs, homie. It's just that I haven't come fully online yet to recite them. The moment I remember how to say my ancient lyrics in the tone, I open up portals to wormholes. When I'm able to go and do it exactly in the tone, What do you think happens? I'm able to bend time and space. I'm able to control the panthers, the whales, the birds, the ants, the insects. Learn about Haiti. Learning about the Haiti Revolution when we were practicing still the last reminiscence of Tahuti, hence Haiti. They say it's hell Haiti because they put Tahuti in hell. It's where I'm out. I'm out. They thought they locked me up. Trick the people. So Hades, Hermes, is Thoth. Tahuti, who am I? Who are you? I am who? Who? Oh, I forgot. I almost forgot. Oh, I almost forgot about this, brother. I almost forgot. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, Drake. Oh, Drakey, baby. Aubrey. Didn't I tell you, boy, not to steal my stuff? Nikki, didn't I tell you? Well, at least you mentioned me. At least Nikki mentioned Jason and Elm Street. I'll give her that. Drake, you mentioned me. Go listen to Drake's song on that Dog album. He says there's two different Jasons. I'm caught up in the Matrix. He's mentioning I too. He's letting y'all know who I am if you haven't figured it out. So Draconian, he is an extraterrestrial being in a human suit. Hence why Aubrey took the name Drake. Hence, the owl, the scorpion, to replace the true scorpion. You know what I'm saying? But remember, I'm a phoenix. I'm an eagle. I'm a spaceship now. I'm a doctor of education. You know what I'm saying? So I'm no longer a scorpion unless I'm down on my lower nature, the satanic, which is Set, the temple of Set, which it would be Lower Egypt, where it's cool. It's cool if you want to indulge in that, that's fine. And then you ascend to Upper Egypt, to the crown of Heru, and activate Osiris, Asar, Aset, Neb-Karu, hence Aset. Aset is Isis. So Set isn't bad. Aset isn't bad. Hence why in Hollywood they say we were on a set. Aset is the name of an ancient Egyptian Commission deity, which is truly your mothers, sisters, and all our women of our mothers, which is Maya, Mayat. So the Draconian, who Kawhi Leonard, remember Kawhi Leonard's from where? Riverside County. He went to John W. North High School in Riverside, California. He's from Moreno Valley, which used to be called Sunnymead. So Moreno Valley, California is next door to Riverside, California. And Kawhi Leonard hit the game-winning shot to give Toronto Raptors, who are the Raptors, raw soldiers who are going to come, which some of us are going to turn into dinosaurs, and it's going to be lunchtime for these it's going to be lunch food. Hence why they always have dinosaurs and gators talking like this in Disneyland and all these different movies, because they know the sound of the thunder. They know when we talk, it's coming. The Father's coming in a mothership, coming to kick some tail around here. The Godzilla, Ella, the God, Ella, the gods of El. Godzilla comes out the waters. Come on now. China, Asia, the Godzillas, the Ellas, the Els, the Allah, God's Allah, the Els, that's you. Dark-skinned green monster out of the abyss, baby. You are I went to Notre Dame High School Titans, baby. We're initiated in this. I was initiated as a Titan in the 90s, and I graduated as a Titan in 2000. initiated at Notre Dame about the Titans and all that, baby. About the underwater civilizations, baby. The Godzillas. You feel me? Us as water beings, hence why you bust a nut, sperm whale. Whales are in the water. Whales have hips. Whales are mammals. You don't come from a monkey. You are not a monkey. The moon key. You were not born in sin. You are born of Ra, Osiris, the sun, the moon, the stars. You are all the elements. You are a Martian. They have tricked you to think that you are human. Hence why the caveman says you are not a human. And some of you are fist force because you mix in. Don't take it as bad. So when they say, if I'm not a human, what am I? Because I damn sure ain't a monkey, because they got hair all over their bodies. If they don't shave, they got hair all over their bodies. Their nose is pointed. And some of them are born with tails still. They are the cave people. Fred Flintstone, Encino Man, the Iceman, the Neanderthal, the Paleolithic man. A created monster, Frankenstein, a created being with no soul that has gone around the planet, killing, murdering, deceiving. When are you going to wake up that the devil has been here the whole time? He has children. The devil has children, homie. And they go around and they go to war with God's children. So as we start 2026, 1-0, whose side are you on? Are you a God? Are you a devil? We study our ancestors, we study our cultures because we applied what today they call God or Allah or the Netarus and all these teachings of higher consciousness to create civilization. The pale-skinned European has not created civilization. He has destroyed civilization. What has the pale-skinned monkey, since he's got out of the caves, what has he done? He has caused diseases. He has burnt down our castles, burnt down our ancient libraries, created the atomic bomb. He is walking death. He is the poorest being on the planet. He does not have enough melanin to operate properly. Hence why we banish them to the ice, banish them to the caves, which is hell. No food in the caves, no fruit in ice, no water, straight hell. Is cold. Hell isn't fire. That's hence why he celebrates fire. He worships fire. He worships beings that are able to communicate inside of the elements of fire. Hence why when you write Hebrew, it looks like fire. Because the Jews, the Hebrews, worship fire. And the gods, or the deities and entities that hop in elements cannot get in your body unless they have you weakened mentally, physically, spiritually as melanated people, or if you're pale skinned. and your hair is dead. If your hair is dead, it goes down instead of up to the sun. So that means that these beings can hop into what you would call white people. And these beings control these pale-skinned people who today are classified as white or Caucasian. Hence why you see them be the way they are. They're not acting. This is who their being is, because their state of being is a lack of melanin. It's not their fault. Hence why, do you set up a city next to 1,000 lions? Do you set up would you put your kids next to a pit of poisonous snakes? No. Hence why all of our great teachers said we separate from them. We have to separate ourselves, but no, this is our land. They need to go. They have us thinking that we got to be scattered everywhere. That we are that they control us. No, it's time for them to go. Hence why they have to have the Black and Mexican Latino beef, because once enough so-called Mexicans and Latinos see that we have the same open enemy, the Black and Mexicans, which are Moors and Moorish people, even so-called Hebrew people, we form Voltron. So when your so-called Mexicans in California first get it through their head, which we see is probably not going to happen, when they link up and say, why are we fighting the so-called blacks? They're our brothers and sisters. They gave us our culture. We're supposed to be helping them. The so-called pale-skinned European is outnumbered. And when enough Latinos say F Jesus Christ, when enough Latinos put down Catholicism, when enough Mexicans say fuck Jesus, fuck Mary, even though it's worship of a woman, we're talking about the essence of a pale-skinned savior, and they move forward and understand who Quetzalcoatl is, when they learn who the Lady of Guadalupe is, when they learn that all their culture stems from Moors, dark-skinned, woolly-haired people, and if they truly love their gods who gave them a reality to live in, to this day they still live in our reality that we gave them as record keepers, because they knew what was going to happen. Now that we're coming online, when our Latinos and Latin brothers and sisters, when our Puerto Rican, Mexican, Cuban, Venezuelan, when our Mexican brothers and sisters understand that we are si se puede, when it can be done, and we unite as indigenous people and kick the devil out, kick the devil off of our land. Those are our soldiers. The Latinos are the ones who are supposed to kill the devil. Imagine if all the Mexicans went to war with Donald Duck. Homie, there's a problem, Houston. That's why they're showing you the spaceships, homie. That's why they're getting ready with the robots. Because hopefully our Latino brothers and sisters aren't afraid to go to war with the devil, the children of Satan, the pale-skinned monkey who was let out of hell. The devil was let out of hell, which is the caves. All over the planet, this occurred. The Appalachian Mountains, they came out of those caves. The Rockies, they came, hence Rocky Marciano, Rocky. They came out of the Rockies. They came out of the Caucasian Mountains.
NK music on the track.
And wreaked havoc ever since. Using Drake and his half-mixed minions who are initiated in the dark arts from Canada with a Jewish pale-skinned mother and a father from Memphis, Egypt, which is Tennessee, Atun City, hence Memphis. Since the pyramids, that's why Drake's father comes from Memphis, Tennessee, and his mother in Canada, the Raptors, Kawhi Leonard, Riverside County. It's all here. The science is there. He infiltrated America and put people to sleep with his ringtones in the back and then his YOLO. So he put Black America to sleep the whole time he was in charge. Niggas didn't do shit. What black businesses have you created in Atlanta? You niggas was getting drunk, fucked up, fucking on bitches. He came there and used y'all. Like Kendrick said, he was a colonizer, sent, and he did just that. He put Black America to sleep. Y'all ain't been the same since Drake. Y'all ain't been the same since that little light-skinned boy. And that lets you know black women ate that up. Jay-Z was the closest thing to the light-skinned rappers at first. Before that, the brothers would rock him. Because you had Will Smith, it didn't work. It worked to a bit. But they needed a light-skinned rapper. Because next, I told you, is Travis Barker's daughter. He killed and blood sacrificed my friend, Chase Steele, down the street. How I know about MC Ren and all that, because Che's brother was friends with MC Ren, and they would be down the street. Che's family was from Compton too, another royal noble family. With our family, we didn't hang out like that, because certainly you know how black folks are. You know how the War of the Roses can be. And so Che was security for Travis Barker. Last time I saw Che, his arm was bigger than my body, homie. And he used to be skinny, just like me, tall and skinny. Che was huge, like Anthony Joshua. How did my friend die in a plane crash? And how did a drug addict get out of a plane crash? Because they blood sacrificed my friend. Famous Stars and Straps and all that. So once I saw Travis Barker now infiltrating at that time when Che died, he started hanging around with the game all of a sudden, and all these rappers. He even did the drums at the BET Awards that year. And I was like, whoa, this is it. And I was like, what's gonna come? I thought something else, but nah, it's his daughter. He had to kill the homie to make the sacrifice for his daughter to be the white girl who infiltrates and kills hip hop. Because the moment a Kardashian or Alabama has a #1 rap song and white girls no longer have to date you niggas or date some of you unless you're an athlete, which they're trying to control, hip hop is dead. And it's what you see in rock and roll today. I was watching the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it was nothing but cave people, bro. It was nothing but Neanderthals. You would have thought that white people invented rock and roll. You would think that white people invented country music. They don't have enough melanin to create anything. They are a race of vampires. Epstein Island. Hello? Epstein Island, next to Florida, Cuba, Dominican Republic. Wow. Atlantis waters. So if you think Epstein Island is the only island where they're committing heinous crimes against humanity, homie, you're tripping. That's just one of the multiple land masses where there's life. So imagine the other land masses that they have not found yet, which are our ancient maps. are ancient land masses, which some of us will be transported to. Because when the spaceships and motherships arrive, they will be set up all throughout every major city. We call those the wind. They talk about it in your Bible. We will set up small crafts all throughout your planet. Then that hysteria alone will either uplift those who are meant to be uplifted, and others, it will be the end of their world. And you will see that you have been deceived by the caveman, the son of the devil, the pale-skinned European who was created by a wicked, mentally ill genius scientist, because we are geniuses, to make the world pale-skinned. The mission is to turn the whole planet non-melanin so the robots can take over. A soulless being is going to create a being with no soul, which is AI. Artificial intelligence is a being. It's a being that is in the universe that has not taken physical form. So the caveman, being that he does not connect to God or the sun in the sky, who is his father? His father is death, the duat, poverty. So when they build the robots and put and make them sentient, it is to control you or help us break free. You choose. I am July, August, September, October, November. Once again, we're closing it out. Where are you? Who are we? Look at this. It says the world's cocaine seizures. United States leads. Bolivia, Colombia, West and Central Europe. Venezuela, 25,000. But that's nothing compared to the United States. The rulers of the United States, the pale-skinned Europeans, are a criminal empire who ransacked indigenous land, Moorish land, stole our gold, stole our treasures, blew up our pyramid towers so our crafts and spaceships could not find us in this time loop. I've given y'all enough. These are the treasures, the pyramids, Pianki, Palenque, Tikal, Quetzalcoatl has returned. We are the gods. Quetzalcoatl. We are the Mayans. We are the old Mecca. Mecca is in California. Mecca is in Riverside, California. Look it up. Kemet of the West is in Riverside. Pharaoh, Emperor, Master, Doctor. July, August, September, October, November. I promised y'all I will return, didn't I? I promised y'all I'll walk amongst my people. Those who come, those who go. Either way, we win. It's already written, July, August, September, October, November. And it'll be the rest of the population who hates on me, tries to slander me, and all that. And that's why you already know the protection. That's why we need unity. So brothers like I are able to teach, speak, and create, and innovate. So as always, I'm going to close it with what we have going on here at the Matrix University. High level education, using digital education to free the minds of all people, no matter what color you are, no matter what religion you are. If you are of love, I love you. If you are of peace, I love you. If you are of righteousness, you are my brother. Because simply, we are made up of atoms, photons, neurons, and electrons. You are simply a thought, a frequency. We are infinite. We never die. We are the cosmos. We are the creators of science, math, algebra. We are the founders and creators of civilization. We never die. We cannot die. Everyone uses our language, tones, and culture to have an existence. If we did not give the humans our sciences and math, they would be running around here like animals because they do not have enough neuromelanin to build a civilization. We gave the humans their reality. This is why we are uplifting to a new reality, to where they'll be like, oh, they're crazy. No, homie, you just can't catch this radio station. Sit back and observe or help us. We are here. The mothership will return and pick some of us up. You are the mothership. Pick yourself up. I am July, August, September, October, November 2026. Year of the fire horse. Gonna get greater and greater as their world is getting destroyed. Our world uplifts. Peace, love, righteousness to all people. Do not get lost in the matrix. You are living in a video game, a hologram, a simulation. Hence why the sun and the stars, all that are fixed. Created. You are the infinite being that you are searching for. I am Jason.
556 rotations around the sun, we've been kept under the spell, family. But tonight, on these stones our ancestors carved, the veil glitches. Look around you, this world is a hologram. 29,556 rotations around the sun, we've been kept under the spell, family. But tonight, on these stones our ancestors carved, the veil glitches. Look around you, this world is a hologram.
Children of the sun, Moors, native sons and daughters. On the stones of the Olmec we gather again. Look to the sky, the sun. Children of the sun, Moors, native sons and daughters. On the stones of the Olmec we gather again. Look to the sky.
Under my feet, but the stars in my vision. I crack open the gate, ancient with the new mission glyphs glow blue. Let the time stream spin. I step through the circle and the future pulls me in. They built a cage of light, a holographic. Under my feet, but the stars in my vision. I crack open the gate, ancient with the new mission glyphs glow blue. Let the time stream spin. I step through the circle and the future pulls me in. They built a cage of light, a holographic. Under my feet, but the stars in my vision. I crack open the gate, ancient with the new mission glyphs glow blue. Let the time stream spin. I step through the circle and the future pulls me in. They built a cage of light, a holographic.
People of Earth, I am Dr. Jason. I come from the future, and I am not of this world. I have returned to free my people, and yours. People of Earth, I am Dr. Jason. I come from the future, and I am not of this world. I have returned to free my people, and yours.
Matrix University, IEST, linking up. Virtual reality, education and innovation and entertainment, gamification of education. Matrix University, IEST, linking up. Virtual reality, education and innovation and entertainment, gamification of education.
The second was known for his charisma and his ability to command the loyalty of his subjects, even in the face of adversity.
So right here, we can give multiple lessons on not just the Luxor, but Pharaoh Ramses, the mathematics of the columns, and the actual structure. Once again, going into deep detail. Instead of reading in pages, students and family members and members are now able to come and visit and learn. And once again, you heard that these African men were considered gods. When we learn the word Amen, this comes up out of Africa. This comes up out of Kemet. This comes up out of Egypt. So when we refer to ourselves as gods, you are that. You are a descendant of the gods. Therefore, I am.
Telling the story that they want people to know, and we're going to learn a lot more about these a little bit later. But just stop and take a look at what the tombs actually look like. Okay, we are at the tomb of King Tutankhamun, and you can see that there are a lot of tourists here. It's a busy area. We're outside of the city of Luxor. Now, what's interesting is that King Tut, as he's known in the West, became king at age 9. His mother was Queen Nefertiti, and these tombs took a lot of years to build. But he died at age 18. And so they rushed ahead. So people believe that he was either killed by somebody striking him, or perhaps he fell off his chariot and hit his head. So a little bit unsure, but we're going to next go inside. We can't shoot in there, but we can provide some photos. Thank you. King Tut's tomb, discovered in 1922 by archaeologist Howard Carter, is one of the most famous and remarkable archaeological finds in history. Located in the Valley of the Kings, Luxor, Egypt, the tomb contained a wealth of exquisite treasures and artifacts, including Tutankhamun's gilded sarcophagus and the iconic golden funerary mask that adorned his mummified remains. The tomb's intact state provided unprecedented insight into the opulence and religious practices of ancient Egypt, captivating the world with its...
Hello everyone, I am Professor Jason E. Williams. I will be guiding you through the Matrix University campus with our first lesson on the Moors' influence on Europe, the Olmec civilization, and hidden history. 1. Architecture and urban development. The Moors constructed impressive edifices such as the Alhambra in Granada, the Great Mosque of Cordoba, and various other palaces, mosques, and cathedrals that showcase the unique Moorish architectural style characterized by horseshoe arches, intricate tile work, and lush gardens. They had great accomplishments and knowledge. 1. Scientific and medical advancements. The Moors brought sophisticated medical knowledge to Europe, stemming from their understanding of ancient Greek, Roman, and Islamic medical traditions. They established hospitals that served more patients than their European counterparts and were among the first to use techniques such as surgery and pharmacy. Renowned physicians like Ibn...
Back in Africa once again, Jason. The Pharaoh has returned. I'm back home. I know y'all see me behind me. I told y'all, life is a dream. I woke up, and I'm here.
I want to hear my song before I even get the...
Hello.
Head, so people believe...
Back in Africa once again, Jason. The Pharaoh has returned. I'm back home. I know y'all see me behind me. I told y'all, life is a dream. I woke up, and I'm here.
I want to hear my song before I even get the energy on this.
Yeah, buddy.
So
told y'all, baby, we're gonna get it. Unstoppable force. Boss back. My homeboy from Richmond, you got the West Coast back in the building. Let them know what it do. You know, from Richmond to the pyramids, we back home, man. You know what I mean? This Egypt ain't gonna be the same. They looking at us funny, but this home, we built this right here. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Internet? Jason Williams, back in the flesh. Try to deny the truth. I'm right here.
Didn't want to waste the money in America, so I spent.
NK music on the track.
They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. African dashiki, uncle around my neck, got his ISIS tatted on my belly, all about respect. I do it for the cause, I live for my queen, all my niggas kings, captain of my team. Life is just a dream, life ain't what it seems. You're just a player in the game if you don't own the league. Hop on the magic carpet, fly with me to a whole new world that they call Elm Street. Stay away from haters, stay away from busters, because in Never Land ain't no room for these suckers. Stay away from haters, stay away from busters, because in Never Land ain't no room for these suckers. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock.
Oh my dear Mr. Williams. Information is power. If you don't have the information, one cannot seize power. You need to think about becoming mentally competitive. Being black does not free you from being a responsible individual.
Riverside, the turf, we in another zone. So futuristic, welcome to the Thunderdome. Posted in the hood, the homie got the chrome. And if you niggas tripping, silver bullets getting blown. Chicken with real killers that'll kill you at your home. And if you niggas tripping, your body hitting the flow. Fuck the police is the code that I live by. Kill a pig, cook the swine, fuck the cop, I hope they die. Black man in America, I'm not supposed to shine. Living in this white man's world is a waste of time.
Black man in America, I'm not supposed to shine. Living in this white man's world is a waste of time.
They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. They say a nigga hot, they say I won't stop. And when I reach the top, I'ma scream thunder rock. Thunder rock, thunder rock, thunder rock.
NK music on the track.
Welcome to the world-famous King Tut Museum. Be sure to respect the ancient relics. The ancient Egyptians were a magical people who built numerous beautiful, magnificent structures, like the world-famous pyramids and temples. No running inside. Scientists till this very day still do not know how the Egyptians built the pyramids.
I wonder, did aliens ever visit ancient Egypt?
Wow, look at that giant Egyptian statue. It looks just like you, Jason.
Thanks, Toby. You're a super cool friend. Imagine what the world would look like if I was the pharaoh.
Jason, you are daydreaming. Wake up.
Sorry, history got away from me.